hit the school, I can get them both. I don't wanna choose, and I'm quick. Cut a nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look, I don't dance.
Hello, my loves, and welcome back to part 2. Thank you guys for your likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. I appreciate each and every one of you. On the last episode, we were talking about how a lot of entitled and feminine men like to try to devalue us as women, like to try to humble us and bring us down. So this is where we're picking back up on in episode 2. So if you are a beautiful woman, you're successful, you're independent, you have a lot of things going for yourself, one thing that you would notice is that you not only do you attract a lot of people towards you, but one of the main groups that you may attract are men in their feminine energy, acting as if they are in their masculine energy, and they want so badly to humble us. They are they portray themselves to be very interested in us. They portray themselves to be enamored with us. But as soon as things go south, it's just, oh, this is how you really feel. This is how you really feel about me. Okay. And no matter how great you're doing in life, if they feel rejected, if they become upset, all of a sudden, they will come at you at different angles to try to tear you down, to affect your self-esteem, to affect even how other people will look at you. Some men can become so hurt to the point where they just make it their life's purpose. Despite the life purpose that God has given them, they have said, no, F that. I'm not doing that anymore. This woman right here hurt me. This woman rejected me. My life purpose, how they feel, they feel their life purpose is to close all doors for us, to make people hate us, to turn people against us, and to try to embarrass us. Instead of healing. They feel as healing is way too hard. It's not something that they want to do. They're not going to go to therapy. They're not going to admit or take any type of accountability for their actions. It's just easier to point the blame at someone else because they must be so perfect. Because they can never be wrong. Because the male ego is also fragile, and they could never say, it was me. I need to fix this in me. Some of them will actually apologize and say, oh, I was wrong about this. But the only reason why they will come back to you is so that they can hurt you again or make you pay for hurting them or rejecting them. Especially if a guy has tried to talk to you years and years ago, and then they see you again and they say, okay, well, let's just be friends, and and maybe you agree to be this person's friend, and then some kind of way they try to weasel themselves into that, that next level, and say either you reject them again, they become infuriated, they blow up, and now they want to trash talk you to the town and the town over, and this, that, and so forth. But what happens when you try to give them a chance? You say, you know what, maybe this is a nice guy, let me see where this can go. And then that person utilizes that moment where you agree to be with them, or you agree to get to know them, and then now all of a sudden they're devaluing you. Now all of a sudden they want to make you feel like you're less than. Now all of a sudden they are forgetting who they are and not wanting to see who you truly are. It's like, I finally got this girl to talk to me that I've been wanting for so long. Now I'm going to make her feel like crap. They have this obsession with humbling us, with making us feel like we're not who we are. And the moment that we lift our heads up high, and the moment we refuse to be subjected to that, or we refuse to be disrespected, it's just like, who do you think you are? I'm the same person that you've been trying to holler at all these years. I'm the same person that you want so desperately to be in a relationship. I'm the same person that you feel is out of your league, but you don't want to admit it to yourself. And so therefore you want to try to control my finances, the way that people people look at me, to make people feel as though, oh, she cannot be trusted, when in actuality you're dealing with a wound that you need to heal. And I am not a CNA. Point blank and period. I am so tired of dealing with feminine masculines who try to come into my life for reasons other than to lift me up or to be genuine to me. I don't have any issues with the LGBT community or anything like that. I'm all for it. I'm supportive for it. If you've read any of my blogs, any of my books, I'm supportive. What I do have an issue with is the DL men that come towards me, or even some of the feminine men who are just out, where they come towards me and it's on some sneaky type shit. I don't like when men come to me, or women for that nature, come towards me just to try to get information out on me. You want to know what's the tea, and I'm going to always tell you, baby, no tea, just me. Each and every day. I'm going to always tell you. And even if I do allow some tea to be, poured into your thirsty cup, your empty cup, which you want to be runneth over, it's by choice. Don't try to sneak me and get information, because if I want anything to be known, you already know that I'm going to put it out there, and I don't have no issue with doing so. But don't try to teeter-totter and come over to me and try to... No, that's not what we're doing. I don't like the deception. I don't like anybody coming towards me to act like they want to be in a relationship, acting like they want to be my friend. And one of the things that I've noticed that a lot of these hurt men will do is, if you hurt them and you move on, you might block them on every platform. You might block them out of their life, restraining order, protective order, what have you. They'll send somebody else in to act like they want to date you, to act like they want to get to know you. And see, this has happened to me, and my intuition be so strong. My intuition is always so strong. And I would even, act like I don't know anything about nothing. I'm going to just see how far people really going to go. And then when I decide to cut it off, it's just like, now you're hurt because you thought you were going to hurt me. So, but I've had somebody come that I've cut off, stalking me to the ends of the earth, decides to send in another person, and then another person, and another person, and can't nobody get past the gate. Then if I decide to have a conversation with that person, then they try to put the moves on me to try to get information, this, that, and the other. They're sending this person to me to try to misuse me, to try to see if they can sleep with me, to try to belittle me, to try to harm me. I kid you not. Men will go to some extreme levels when they are hurt by a female. Their feelings be hurt when they cannot get what they want. Their feelings be hurt when you're able, especially if you walk away from a man and they're expecting you to call them and you don't. It's just like we've all been here, where all of a sudden, narcissistic, all of a sudden things are going well, right? You're having a conversation, and then boom, it's a huge argument out of nowhere. It's just like, where did this come from? How did you become so angry? Why do you want to argue? Like, you want to, oh God, like, where did this come from? And so me, I'm the type of person, baby, I'm not gonna argue with you. You just not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. You won't get it, honey. I'm gonna just sit there and I'm gonna listen, or either I'm gonna walk off, I'm going to hang up. But you just not gonna get that from me, because I'm not that type of person. I'm not an argumentative person. Like, we can have a conversation about how we feel, we can journal it out, but I'm not finna all that other negativity. No, we're not gonna do that. But I had somebody try to do that with me, and they will get mad when you don't engage. They will get mad when you don't run up behind them. They hang up the phone in your face. You don't call back. Then they want to start texting. They want to say, okay, we're done with the relationship. We're done with the conversation. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Okay. All you're going to get from me is okay. Because I'm in agreement with it. They'll get mad about it. You say verbally you don't want to talk anymore. Okay, that's fine. But why would you text me back and still try to argue with me through text message? Why y'all be so hurt? Like, y'all be so hurt when things don't go your way. Like, it's okay to move on. There's a lot of other females and or men, obviously, in the world. Like, what is the issue with being stuck on a person that you're saying that you don't want to be with, but yet you still antagonizing them because they are too mature, because they don't want to argue with you? What is that really about? What is that really about? Like, who raised you or did not? I saw a post that said, like, men these days want females to chase behind them. We not gonna do it, little mama, or something to that nature. Like, no, I'm not finna chase behind you, especially if it's an argument. Am I supposed to go behind you and argue with you about something that you said that you don't want me to do? If you are telling me that you don't want to talk anymore, I don't give a fuck. I'm in alignment with that shit all day, every day. I can move on to the next person or be happy by myself. Like, it's really not that big of an issue. I know who I am. I know my worth. I know what I deserve, and it's certainly not this. Certainly not this. And then they'll pop up, and then, you know, after time has passed, and then they want to apologize and say, oh, let's just start over, let's do this, that, and the third, you know, I was wrong. And, you know, but the same thing will occur. That's why it's imperative to keep certain doors closed. Trust your intuition. One of the things that I learned, and I'm proud of myself, because I will always give people the benefit of the doubt. But with this particular person that I dealt with before, I remember it was something about him that, like, my intuition kept screaming at me about. And I was just like, I don't know, I kind of like this person. But my intuition was like, no, girl, no, you don't. And then we got into this huge argument. Well, he was arguing, but he got so upset. And I'm just like, okay, this is out of the blue. This is not even something that needs to be argued about, like a discussion, yeah. But, like, this is not something that's really as deep as this person is trying to make it. Then he tried to gaslight me, and I'm just like, okay, girl, no, I'm way too knowledgeable and mature about this, whatever. So I left the situation alone, okay? He calls back, maybe, what was it, like a week later? Oh, I just want us to be friends. I feel like we can work it out, X, Y, and Z, and all of this type of stuff. And see, my energy was like off. Even when he came back around and I talked to him again, his jokes weren't even as funny as they were the first time. And, like, the energy was off. Like, I wasn't feeling it. But that first argument that we had, Spirit had been telling me to let this person go anyway. Just move back. This is not, like, Spirit will tell me no, like a bunch of no's. I see a bunch of signs and things like that. You know how it is. Like, we be seeing the signs and the red flags, and we just be driving right on past them. But what I learned was, like, even let me tell you this, that first argument or disagreement or whatever he was trying to do, because I wasn't arguing with him. But when he was upset and he did all of this, that, and the third, and that night I ended up having a dream that he was abusive towards me. And that was like yet another sign. So I was really cool with not talking to him anymore, because I was able to see. That's why you got to let stuff play out and get to know who people really are, and not become so infatuated and so, like, googly eyes over people because they're showing you their representative. Now, with him becoming upset like that out of the blue, it was able to show me, like, how he is when he's angry. How things can go from calm to, you know, just boom, okay, where the fuck did this come from? You know what I'm saying? Some people are like that. Some people are extremely narcissistic, and they're just like that. But yeah, I saw a lot of signs within him. And that's why, And then I learned another lesson because he came back like a week later saying, oh, let's just be friends, this, that, and the third, you know. And then after the friendship conversation goes, he immediately moves to another conversation about sex. And I'm just like, okay, you don't know what it is that you want. Perhaps you do, but a relationship is not what you want. Marriage is not what you want. You want sex. Not only do you want sex, but you want control again, because you see that I did not call you back when you left the scene. You see that I didn't run up behind you. So now you want to redeem yourself, and you want another chance to put me down so you can feel better about yourself. Men will do stuff like that. These feminine men will do stuff, egotistical in every way, then go and claim that they're not interested in a person, say all types of bad things about us, diminish our character, just because we're unwilling to run up behind them, just because we're saying no, just because we're not willing to be used to become a third party, we don't want to be a part of a open relationship. We're not going to let you misuse and abuse us, period. And I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with us, with a female knowing their worth and choosing to exit a situation or relationship and environment that is disrespecting us and that's not giving us what we need. That doesn't make us anything. A lot of men will say, oh, she thinks she this and she thinks she that, she's stuck up, she's a bitch. Some of them will even go as far as calling you whores when they have not even slept with you and or cannot sleep with you anymore. These feminine masculines are so in their wounded energies. They have these mother wounds. They're so upset with a female that has hurt them years and years ago that had nothing to do with us. And now it's like they're out for every female that has a caring heart with a vengeance. They so eagerly want to make us desperate. They so eagerly want to tear us down. They so eagerly want us to be at their beck and call and follow behind them and call them and text them and reach out and say, why are you doing this? Or why is this not working? And why? They want us to cry over them. And when we're not willing to do that, it's just like, well, who the fuck do you think you are? Bitches to cry over me. Yeah, well, not this bitch. Okay. So I don't know if I'm going to do like a part 3. I may revisit this in another episode, but I want to know your situations, your experiences. Tell me what you have dealt with in regards to these feminine men. The men that want to be chased, the men that want to be coddled, the men that want you to hug them and reward them for treating us poorly. Like, that doesn't even make sense, but that's what they want. Leave me a comment down below. I was going to say down low because they do be down low headed and they still be trying us. Some of these men know they be down low. Some of these men know they be gay, but they really be coming in for their friends in these group chats so they can see, like, what I'm telling y'all, what be the tea. Just for the thrill of it, I bet you I can pull her. She don't know I'm trade. She don't know I really, girl. Anyway, let me know in the comments. I am MsJaye. Have an amazing day.
I don't gotta dance, I make money move. If I see you now, that means I don't